Hey, what's up guys? Dan here, and today's video is going to be unlike any of my other videos. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something that has been on my mind for years now. For years, it seems, I've been studying what separates the top 1% of the world from the bottom 99%. What separates the people that achieve the most in life, that achieve success, that achieve massive wealth, and that achieve not only financial freedom, but also their truest purpose in life. And how come they seem to be so successful, so happy, and on their purpose every single day? And why do the rest of the people out there in the world, why does the 99%, why are they always stuck? And why are they stuck in poverty? Why are they trying to live their dream lives and trying to achieve massive success, trying to increase their income, trying to find their soulmate and their life partner, the exact person that they're meant to be with, but they fail and they stay stuck in a rut forever? And so I've been studying this actually for years now, having personally gone through an incredible transformation, having gone from a broke 19-year-old, 20-year-old, $40,000 in college debt. The classic story, if you guys have been around my channel, you guys know a little bit about that. I'm now 23 years old, I'm a multimillionaire, and having gone from zero to over 3 million today, at the age of 23 years old, and not only that, growing this incredible YouTube channel, growing this incredible community of people who are trying and striving to achieve the best that they can achieve in their lives. And so through that journey, I've discovered what it is. I've discovered what the main factors are that create the most successful people and that pretty much prevent the rest from achieving any kind of success, let alone any progress in their lives. And trust me, this has taken me years. This has taken me years. I've literally been, there have been endless amounts of nights where I was in my bed and with my overactive mind, I've just been constantly thinking about what is responsible for creating successful people, what is responsible for, making the 1%, what is responsible for the rich getting richer and the poor staying poor and getting poorer. And this is something that I've been literally banging my head against the wall at. And I've discovered that today, we've never lived in a more diseased society ever to ever exist. And that disease that I'm talking about is comfort and safety. We've been taught to go to school, pay off student debt until we're 65, and then finally retire into a small little house with a Toyota or a Nissan in the front or a Honda in the front, a mediocre car out there, the car that we don't want to be driving. We've all been taught to settle in life. And why is that? We've been taught the myth of the New Year's resolution. This is the year that I am going to become rich. This is the year that I'm going to become fit. This is the year I'm going to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds. This is the year I'm going to find my soulmate, right? And then 1 week later, after the new year begins, 1 week, 2 weeks, go to any gym. You can see the difference between the first day, the first 2 days of the new year, and then 3 weeks in, nobody's in the gym anymore. Right? And that's what we've been taught. We've been taught this disease. We've been afflicted by this disease as a society as a whole of comfort and security. You've probably heard of this. Don't take risks. Why take a risk? Just get a job. Oh, you want to start a business? Okay, what if you're going to fail? What are your friends going to say? What is your community going to say? What are they going to think? Are they going to think of you as a failure? Are you going to be able to tolerate that? Why? Why even put that on yourself? You've probably heard that. We've screwed up ourselves so bad as a society today that anytime we overstep the boundaries and the limits that society has set for us, we just curl up into this ball of fear and we want to run away into a corner and cry. Anytime we want to, take any kind of risk, small risk, big risk, anything that has a chance at improving our lives and getting us closer to the life of our dreams, getting us closer to success, getting us closer to the top 1% of the world, the world's most successful people. And anytime we overstep that boundary, we just curl up into this ball of fear. And, ask anybody. I can tell you 99% of people are like this today. What I've noticed through studying this for years and having traveled the world over, having lived in many places, having lived in North America, United States, Canada, and now Europe, right? It's the same everywhere. Our society today is sick with comfort, safety, which has resulted in complete loss of self, complete loss of awareness, and complete lack of understanding of what it really takes to become successful and the things that we need to be doing as humans and as individuals to achieve our fullest potential. And what are the primary symptoms? You've seen them, right? Depression, suicide, lack of awareness, complete lack of purpose, negative thinking, constant negative thinking, constantly worrying, constant stress, constant financial problems, which obviously results in depression and then suicide, and it's a vicious circle. And it all comes from these things that I talked about. It all comes from this disease that we've been afflicted by in society of comfort, staying in the comfort zone, which has resulted in complete loss of self, complete loss of any kind of awareness in life. And I will tell you today that you are sick. You are sick right now from this disease. And I was too. But let me tell you, it's not your fault. It's society's fault. You've been cornered into this position where if you weren't watching this video today, there would be nothing that would stop you from getting out of this sickness. Let me ask you something. Do you sit there wondering why your income isn't as high as you want it to be, why you're not hanging out with the people that you want to hang out, why your friends are pulling you down and are constantly negative and are constantly, just basically telling you that you can't achieve your dreams? Are you wondering why you're not living in the house that you want to be living? Are you wondering why you are not with your dream soulmate? Why you are not with the person, you're not married to the person that you are meant to be married with, and you are not with the person that you're meant to be with? It's because this disease in society has caused you to believe that these things fall from the sky, that it's as if we're just on a train that's never going to stop and it's going downhill, and we're just basically hanging on to it. And that's how everybody lives their life. That's how I was living my life before I had achieved massive success. For my age, I would say it's massive success in my life. But the good news is, once you become aware of this, you can start fighting against it. And best of all, you can start using its forces for you. You can actually kind of change it from hurting you to helping you. Let's talk about Elon Musk. And I'm sure you've heard of Elon Musk. He is one of the world's greatest people, one of the world's most well-known entrepreneurs alive today. And he is responsible for building SpaceX, which is a commercial spaceflight company. He's also responsible for building Tesla. And I'm sure you know what Tesla is. It is basically the most well-known electric car company. And he has also done many other things. He has also created PayPal, which obviously I use every single day, and I'm sure that you use quite frequently, online payment system. Net worth, $20.9 billion today as I'm making this video in April 2019. And when you hear a number like that, because of this disease in society, you might be thinking, naturally, oh, he's just ridiculously smart. He's a genius. He's an absolute genius. And obviously he is rich. Like obviously he's a multi-billionaire. It's a no-brainer. But me, I could never be that. I could never achieve any kind of success like that. But that's just scratching the surface. You have to understand that Elon Musk has used this principle, has understood this early on in his life, exactly what I'm talking about in this video. And he used it and he fought against it, and he actually changed the forces to help him achieve all of these things. He's actually the only person to have built 4 multi-billion-dollar companies today, ever in history that's alive today. The only person that through blood, sweat, and tears, endless blood, sweat, and tears, has built Tesla, which is the most well-known electric car company today, and has the potential to completely change the car game forever. And he has also built SpaceX, which he is planning on landing humans on Mars. Probably the only person in this world today who has a vision that is so insanely huge that he's actually trying to get humans off of Earth and onto other planets. He's built Solar City. I'm sure you've heard of that, solar panel company. And he's also built PayPal, which, like I said, online payment system. I use that every single day, and I'm sure you use it as well. And he is the only person to have done that, through blood, sweat, and tears, and not having bankrupted any one of his companies. But beyond this, there's actually a silver lining that appears when you really start looking deeper. If we go back to Elon Musk's childhood, Elon Musk had a childhood that was so unbelievably tough in South Africa. That's where he was from. He was constantly beaten at school, and he was actually beaten so hard one day that he came home from school, and his dad, Errol, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Errol Musk, he actually said that he couldn't even recognize his own son. And so he had an unbelievably tough childhood growing up. Every single day, every single month, every single year, he was actually quoted in interviews, in multiple interviews, and I actually read his biography as well, which is really, really great, and I highly recommend you read it if you are interested in this amazing guy's life. He had this absolutely brutal upbringing in South Africa, but he didn't let that stop him, even if he was almost beaten to death multiple times, and beaten to the point where he was completely disfigured, and his dad couldn't even recognize his own son. And during this time, at the age of 12, while he was being beaten, while he was being nonstop bullied, he actually managed to create a video game at the age of 12 that he then sold for $500, and then, which is in today's dollars, it's about $1,200. And years later, after having a brutal childhood, after having been almost beaten to death multiple times at school, he had built 4 billion-dollar companies back to back to back, and he just wouldn't stop. Every single thing he touched turned into gold. Do you have any idea how much criticism this guy faced from car companies, from space officials, NASA officials, people that he idolized, like his childhood idols, people that he looked up to? And even Neil Armstrong criticized him. Neil Armstrong, who was the astronaut to land on the moon. And, you know, he literally cried in an interview. I found an interview there on YouTube, and he was literally there crying. And with all of that criticism, he still pushed through, and he built what he envisioned. Everybody and everything seemed like it was against this guy. But the reason why he and his company survived is because he was relentless. He wasn't willing to take anything from anybody that would interfere with his vision and that it would interfere with what he set out to do. He created a vision in his head, and he pushed through no matter what, like a Spartan soldier, through all the negativity, through all the BS, through all the shit that people were throwing at him. He failed countless times, but he was relentless, and he was willing to do what it takes, like a soldier, to push through anything to achieve his dreams. And the reason why I brought up Elon Musk in this video today is because if he stayed in this society, you know, if he stayed within the confines of society, and if he allowed what society was throwing at him and what society was telling him, you know, even with the beatings during his childhood, he could have not overcome that. He could have not been strong enough and relentless enough to overcome that. And if he had, you know, been afflicted by that himself, just like 99% of other people are, as soon as society throws something at them, they're lost and they're gone and they're depressed and they're suicidal. And if he had not had the courage to push through, and he didn't adopt this mindset of being relentless, then we would have absolutely no progress in electric cars today. We would have absolutely no progress in space flight today. There's been literally almost zero progress since humans have landed on the moon in the 60s, which is absolutely absurd. And so, you know, this guy has done some incredible things through the most amount of criticism possible. So how can you apply Elon Musk's incredible story to your own life? You have to understand that you must push through the boundaries. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to get rid of this disease that society has afflicted you with. And you have to realize that all of your goals and dreams lie on the other side of safety, and you must be willing to push through negativity and criticism and obstacles, endless amounts of obstacles, to accomplish what you set out to do. Personally, I've had to push through an endless amount of obstacles to achieve anything. And time again, it's been proven to me in my own life that you only get what you deserve out of life, and you also only get something that's worth it in life if you are willing to take a risk to make your vision come true. And that vision is something that you decide yourself. Look, I want you right now to write down what your dream income is. And I'm telling you, you know, I'm talking about a dream income within the next few months. So within 6 months, within 1 year, write down, maybe, you know, in your head right now, kind of just picture yourself writing down your dream income per month. It could be $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000, $30,000 a month. You know, picture your ideal spouse, your ideal soulmate, your ideal partner, and really just picture how they are in your head. Like, have a vision and bring it to life. You can also do this for anything. You can picture your dream house. You can picture your, you know, what your business is, how much money you're making on a daily basis, how much money is in your bank account. You have to picture this. You must decide what you want and then write it down. And I want you to write down right now in a notebook how your life is, exactly who you are and what you look like in 5 years. In 5 years. I think the 5-year life plan works incredibly well. Anything longer than that is really a stretch of the imagination. So 5 years. And you want to reverse engineer that going back to today. So 5 years, and then 3 years, 1 year, and then maybe 6 months, and then 3 months. And reverse engineer that. And really visualize exactly what you want with no limits. And you can have it if you're relentless, and if you're willing to do anything it takes, if you're willing to push through all the boundaries, and if you're willing to, you know, just basically give the finger to all the naysayers, if you're willing to just push through everything. Life is like a filter, and it will throw a barrage of tests at you designed to see whether you're strong enough and whether you're worthy enough of success or not. And if you don't pass these tests, any one of these tests, then slowly but surely you dig yourself into this corner, into the corner of mediocrity and average, and you basically get comfortable there. Like I was talking about the disease of comfort. You then experience complete loss of self, then you might even end up depressed, and you might even end up suicidal because you have no idea what you want out of life. And then, when you have no idea what you want out of life, you don't have a vision for your life, then you start, fear starts creeping in. It's the perfect breeding ground for fear to come into your life and for stress to come in. And the most common stress nowadays, actually the number one cause of divorces, is financial problems. So if you start with income and if you start with money, then at least, that part of your life will be solved. But if you don't pass these tests, and if you close off this video right now without having set a concrete vision for yourself and without understanding the core message of what I'm trying to say here, then you will be like the rest of the world, running around in circles endlessly like chickens with their heads cut off, wondering how the rich get rich and why they themselves are stuck in poverty and mediocrity and, just being jealous of successful people. So my message to you today is to become relentless and to realize that that is what's required for you to fight off, how society has made you and to accomplish your goals and dreams. And I want you right now, like I said, write down that vision and push through it. And you're gonna have to push through negativity from friends, from family. Your friends and family can be some of your worst enemies. You'd be surprised, but when you're just in that stage where you haven't reached escape velocity yet, where you haven't reached the escape velocity of success, then that is the stage where you have to push through all the negativity. And if you can just push through, and if you can be relentless, then you will come out on top. And I know it sounds harsh, but you must become relentless. You must be willing to do what it takes to achieve your life purpose and to achieve your highest potential in this world and to achieve, most of all, freedom. Now, just by watching this video, you've already started the process of beginning to rewire your brain to that of success, to that of a millionaire, to how millionaires think and to how billionaires think, and to that of a person who is on their true life path, what life really was meant for you to be doing. Now, this is just one of the lessons you must learn to finish the process of rewiring your brain to that of a success, to that of a millionaire, and to that of a person on their life path. And so I've released every single other lesson that I've personally learned that will rewire your brain to think like that of a millionaire, to think like that of someone who is living a life of abundance. And I've released it in the Millionaire Mentor course, which is available for free in the Econ Freedom course, which is the world's best Amazon FBA mindset training today, Amazon FBA income stream and mindset training. And so in that, there is a whole module of videos like these where I'm sitting down and I talk about the lessons, the biggest lessons that have contributed to me becoming a millionaire, that have contributed to my life story, and that will surely change your life and that will contribute to yours. So the link for Econ Freedom is below. But I really sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video, and you must understand that this is what it takes. You must become relentless, and if you will become relentless, if you adopt this one principle, your life will massively change. And it's always the battle between the 99% and the 1%. Which side will we be on? Thanks for watching. I hope this video finds you well. I'll see you guys soon. Subscribe to the channel.